downtown Paris near the Champs-Élysées. One of many discos where Parisian youngsters go to have some fun. Within a couple of hours, a dealer approaches us. In the washroom, he offers us 2 lines of cocaine at 80 euros a gram. 80 euros is half the price of 10 years ago. Coke is no longer just for the rich. It's become a drug just about anyone can afford. It's a global business and very structured. Wholesalers, semi-wholesalers, resellers and retailers. A high-risk business too, from the producer to the consumer, as we shall see. Colombia in South America. The Medellin region has been at the heart of cocaine production for the past 40 years. The coca fields are mainly to be found in the Andean Cordilleras, a huge area that covers some 8,500 square kilometers. This is the largest cocaine production site anywhere in the world. A jungle difficult to penetrate, overflown by army helicopters used in the fight against the drug lords. The small village of Tarazá is in the foothills of the mountains, reminiscent of the American Wild West, where at the end of the day, the workers do the rounds of the bars and the prostitutes. Pablo farms a small parcel of land. Officially, he produces cocoa. But like most here, he also grows coca illegally. And he's off to harvest some now. His fields are some 15 kilometers from Tarazá, up in the mountains. This will take 3 hours on horseback to reach the coca fields, God willing. In these thick jungles, it's easy to hide the illegal plantations. The climate's ideal for the coca plants. 30 degrees and high humidity all year round. On the climb up, Pablo is constantly on the phone. He's in regular contact with his workers. Everything all right up there? We're on our way. Who are you speaking to? I'm speaking to one of the workers. And what are they doing? They're gathering the leaves now, and then they'll hide them. Suddenly, there's a noise in the sky. It's an army helicopter. Pablo hides under a tree. Growing coca leaves in Colombia is prohibited and carries a 4-year prison sentence. You see that helicopter? It's flying above to try and spot us. They're circling to pinpoint the plants and then destroy them with chemical sprays. Look, he's up there, all the way up there. Pablo gets off his horse and continues on foot. He's less likely to be seen. There's still another good hour's march in stifling temperatures. The journey has taken half the day. There's one of my workers, and there's another one over there. The employees don't know we're journalists. Pablo tells them we're his friends. The coca leaves need to be stripped one branch at a time. The leaves contain the substances that are used to make the drug. The climate is ideal, and Pablo harvests the leaves 4 times a year. There, look, those are the coca leaves. Coca is what makes his fields profitable. See those cocoa leaves? I've got 10, 20,000 of them, but they bring in just enough to feed us. So the cocoa isn't enough? It's not enough. But with the small coca shrubs, we can survive for months. Food's expensive up here. Pablo's workers come from the neighboring villages. José is 16 and earns the equivalent of the national minimum wage, 8 euros a day, which is good money for these people. I've been working with my family here for 8 years. The school was too far. I was getting bored. So I started working here. I might go to prison for doing this, but I have no choice. If you steal, you'll be killed. If you look for work, well, there isn't any. No one here has a degree. No one's really even been to school. A sackful of coca leaves is worth about 8.5 euros. To make the most from his raw material, Pablo has also been making the drug himself for several years. After the leaves have been collected, the farmer becomes a chemist. He sends his workers to fetch what is needed to make the drug. Okay, guys, so buy some petrol with this and get a jar of drain cleaner at the gas station too. Do you want 5 kilos of cement? Yes, that's it. Do you need diesel? No, petrol. What Pablo calls his lab is at the bottom of the ravine. A dirt floor hidden under the trees. The transformation can get underway. First, the coca leaves are crushed. The workers bring the petrol and the cement. To get the drug involves a remarkable cocktail of chemicals. The cement powder is mixed in with the coca leaves. It's cement. Add a little water, and everything is tipped into a barrel, along with several liters of petrol and a pinch of caustic soda to destroy the residues of the petrol and cement. This is caustic soda. It's very dangerous. It can burn through your skin. It's very dangerous. The mixture is left to marinate in the barrel for 2 hours. And then the liquid is filtered. To prevent a chemical reaction between the caustic soda and the petrol, Pablo adds another toxic product. What's this? This is sulfuric acid, what you use to clear blocked toilets and drains. We use it to work. The liquid contains a very strong concentration of coca leaves. Pablo has his own way to check if the process has been successful. Now I'll try a drop. I'll probably end up going nuts with all these chemicals. Not ready yet, but it's getting there. The last ingredient is potassium salt, which will turn the liquid a whitish sort of color. What are you doing now? We're getting the cocaine base.
Ya esta es la pulque manchada.
Seguridad.
It smells pure. The liquid needs to be turned into powder. It's quite easy. Just needs to cook for a few seconds. We heat it to get the water out. With the heat and evaporation, Pablo soon ends up with the blocks, the so-called base cocaine. This is what we call coca paste. It's pure cocaine. The real thing. Everyone would want this. Concentrated coca leaves with some traces of caustic soda, petrol, or cement, but the consumer doesn't need to know that. There's one final stage, to turn it into a fine powder, and that's in the microwave. But Pablo doesn't want this part filmed. In just a few hours, his €8.50 sacks of coca leaves have been transformed into a white powder that's worth some 20 times more. After finishing work, Pablo strums on his guitar. The songs are about what a wonderful business drugs is.
En mi avioneta me la paso viajando al extranjero pa vender la mercancía.
Suddenly the phone rings. Hello, boss.
Manda la ruta,
All okay?
Buena.
Oh, that's fine.
Bien. Al encargo.
Oh yes, the order.
Esta semana Dios quiere.
This week, God willing.
Toque,
Is that the chief?
Suerte, pues,
Bye,
mijo.
good luck. What's it about, Pablo?
El jefe mío, el...
Well, there's a Medellin boss and he needs a lot of cocaine.
Ya reportó. Necesita el encargo para
He's
esta
told me
semana.
how much.
Las muestras y a ver si sí vamos a entendernos para el negocio esta semana. Para alquilaje.
The Medellin boss is a new client. He needs 50 kilos of cocaine, and it's urgent. But Pablo doesn't have that much at hand. His idea is to call all the other producers in the region to pool resources and carry off the big deal.
Ya casi detiene
We almost have what the dealer in Medellin is asking for.
el narco en Medallo.
For agreeing to the sale, the Medellin boss has asked to test the quality of the drug. And Pablo has to supply a sample.
A ver si le gusta el pedido, porque me hizo un pedido grande esta vez.
¿Quién? ¿En Medellín?
Ajá.
¿Esto
What's
qué
that?
Eso es peri.
It's cocaine.
es? Esto ya es que...
Cocaine?
Sí,
Yeah,
eso es cocaína.
it is cocaine.
¿Cuánto
How much
hay
is
más o
that?
menos?
Yo aquí tengo un presupuesto de 300
Ooh,
250
about 300 grams.
más o menos. Si esto no para allá,
If he doesn't like this,
con el duro allá,
he
sí,
doesn't
que
like
no,
good things.
no le gusta lo bueno.
It's
¿Cocaína
pure?
pura?
Sí, hombre.
Oh yes,
de
it's
la
pure.
propia.
Pablo heads back down to Tarraza with his sample. From there, he takes a taxi for the 4-hour trip to Medellin. He sits near the window, so if he has to, he can quickly get rid of the cocaine. This is the only road that serves the capital from the Cordilleras. It's known as the Cocaine Road and is dotted with military checkpoints where vehicles are checked using sniffer dogs. They're looking for drugs, of course, but also for the chemicals used to make it.
Caucasia.
Pablo isn't searched, and he gets to Medellin with his plastic bag with 300 grams of cocaine. If he's caught, he could face a 2-year prison term. So he's not at ease. I'm risking my freedom by coming here. Pablo has a meeting in a downtown bar with Chico, one of the boss's lieutenants. Hello, chum. How are you? Here you are. Coke, please. Do you want one? I've got some good stuff here. It's quality. From my lands. Let me tell you something. If you deal with us, it's serious. No funny business, huh? Here, this is for you. It's not a lot, but it's enough to have a few drinks. Why don't you hand over the sample? That's why we're here. Yeah, but this is a public place. Oh, come on, don't worry about it. They know why we're here. Besides, no one's looking. Okay, all right then. Ah, it seems nice. How much is there? It's just a sample. I'm interested in making a deal. Hang on, let me try it. Well, it looks good. Yeah, it seems fine. I'll take it with me. I'll call you. God bless you. Chico leaves as if nothing's happened. Pablo will finally get the contract. The 50 kilos will be worth 60,000 euros, which is 1.5 euros a gram. By the time the drug reaches Paris, it will cost 50 times that amount. The increase is due to the number of intermediaries between here and the French capital and the risks involved. The first problem is to get the drug out of the country. That's Chico's job. He's willing to talk about it in a hideaway in the heights near Medellin. Hi, Fernando sent me. Do you know him? Chico is nervous and clings to his gun so tightly he can't shake hands. Come in, sit down and don't film anything. Go on. Check his ID. One of Chico's assistants is in the room. He too is stressed out. Switch that off, switch that off. I'm here on behalf of Fernando. Wait, let me check. No one is allowed in here just like that, and certainly not with a camera. The cocaine is spread out on the table. The two traffickers have forgotten a rendezvous. Chico is constantly snorting. Go on, sit down. Sit down over there. His assistant sends a text to his boss to confirm that we are journalists. I'd like to know how your business works. What do you want to know? He's informed the interview is planned, and he begins to relax a little. Good. Sit down, my friend. So now you know who I am, right? Yes, fine. Sit down, relax. But Chico is agitated and completely stoned. Go on, leave, get out of here. Go on, get out. You can't stay here. Turn that damn camera off. If I really start telling you everything, they'll find me chopped up into little pieces before I even open my mouth. I don't want you to show my face. But I got your boss's permission to film. Okay, fine. But I don't want you to film my face. I don't know you. Eventually, the two traffickers throw us out. Go on. Come on, get out of here now. You can't stay here. There is another interview planned with Chico a few months later. He's at home, and this time seems much more at ease. He's agreed to show us how he manages to export cocaine from Colombia. This is an important day, and you can come and watch, but let me warn you, if you do come, you must come on your own. Do you like danger? Why, because you don't? Danger's great. We'll wait for you down there, understand? You come alone. Call us half an hour before. We'll collect you. Come alone and don't do anything odd, otherwise you'll be in trouble, understood? Yes. It's confidential? Everything we do is confidential. No one knows. Will your boss be there? Maybe. Okay, see you this afternoon, all right? How do they hire someone like you? Don't worry about that. It's not your business, and you don't need to know. You have me as a contact. That's all that matters. Just one question. Are you a hired killer? Of course, yeah, you know we have little choice. And once you get into the business, you have no choice. A rendezvous is fixed in a suburb of Medellin. Go on, come inside quickly. A large fenced-off villa with a pool. Hey, dummy, open up, the Frenchman's here. Hey, buddy, how are you? Ah, you got your camera again. Good. Chico and his assistant are making 1 kilo packages for export. I'm rapping. Look at this pretty baby. Chico is constantly sniffing cocaine. In Europe, they would kill for this. Here, it's for free. Go on, try some, my son. There's a 4-leaf clover on every package. What's the logo? It's the boss's signature. It's so it doesn't get mixed up with the other shipments going to Europe. And so it doesn't get lost either. That would be a huge problem. Come on, let's hurry. The cocaine's ready and well wrapped. See these? These are small 1 kilo shipments. It's not expensive here in Colombia. It all belongs to the boss. We're just the employees. A kilo is worth about 1,500 euros. It's Colombia's money, my friend. How much is it worth abroad then? Depends if you prefer euros or dollars. Euros are more expensive. Dollars are cheaper. If you buy a kilo in Europe, it's 50,000 euros. In the US, it's $35,000. It's a matter of supply and demand. That's it. We need to work now. Turn that bloody camera off. Chico is stoned again. Try some, my friend. Oh, it's good, this cheese. Suddenly, there's the noise of an engine outside, and the traffickers panic. Wait, you pillock. Someone's arrived. God damn it, there's a car. You have to stop filming. Hey, switch it off, pal. Go in, get in over there. The car is a four-wheel drive with smoked glass. Inside is the network's big boss. He doesn't know there's a film crew. The vehicle does a U-turn in the garden in case it needs to leave in a hurry. The boss gives his instructions without ever getting out of the car. Go on, go over there. Get in. Who's the guy in the car? Don't worry about that. Go over there and don't ever come back with this guy. Chico is upset and the situation becomes tense. You're causing problems with your camera. Get out of here. I'll speak to you later about this, but go away now. There's a lot of money here. Can't you see it's risky? There's more than $1 million. You piece of shit, you're lucky we let you in. And all you do is annoy us. Go on, that's enough now. Let me just film the bags. Damn it, my friend, you can't stay here. If you want, I can call you and explain what we do. But how much is all of this? I've already told you there's more than $1 million worth here. Come on, you've already filmed everything you wanted here. Leave, you dummy. We can't stay here anymore. I'll phone you about the river crossing. The drug dealers plan to sail up the river Magdalena, heading north. The idea is to avoid barricades on the road. Then it's a car journey into Venezuela. The objective is Caracas, the capital, from where the drug will leave for Europe. The next day, Chico and his team agree to meet up at night and head for the river, a 3-hour trip from Medellin. Chico plays with his latest toy while at the wheel of his four-wheel drive, a state-of-the-art laser pistol. Look how cool this is. Along the small country lanes, the car travels at breakneck speed. "5 kilometers from the river and the drug is offloaded. The journey is now on foot through the jungle. Chico has drawn his gun, ever on the alert. Turn it off. 3 people carry 48 kilos of drugs, and after 1 hour, they're exhausted. You're tired as well? Yeah, well, it's still a long way to go. I'm in touch with the boss, and the guy's waiting for us over there. I've told him everything's fine, and not to worry.
Tienen que estar pendientes, que dar aviso, que todo va bien para que no se desespere.
¿Y si vale la pena?
Is this all worth it?
Igual.
Well, everyone dies sooner or later.
Okay.
Everyone ends up 6 feet under. You need to make the most of this. That way your kids and your wife can live well, even the dog. Give me the weapon, I'll take it. The next stage is the river. 10 o'clock at night, and here's the River Magdalena, where the boat is waiting. Chico loads up the 48 kilos of coke, and it's time to go. All right, come on, guys. Let's go for a river cruise. Take care now. 350 kilometers of river at full throttle. Why do you use the river? It's the safest way at night time, considering we have so much merchandise. We have to use the river all night. It's the best way. On the way, we have lookouts who keep us informed. Everything's planned. After 2 hours on the river, they begin to relax. Take it easy, guys.
Está en el manicomio porque se enloqueció. Yo sigo sufriendo porque la quise tanto que todavía no creo. ¿Qué dio? ¿Qué pasó?
It's still a long way to Venezuela. But after 1/3 of the way, there's a sudden change of plan. The traffickers decide to get us off the boat. They no longer want to take us all the way to Venezuela. You, my friend, will get off in an hour's time, and then you can figure out the best way to get back to Medellin, or wherever. But you can't come with us now. That's the word from the boss. You've been with us this far, so it's not bad. We find ourselves on a riverbank in the middle of the Pampas, but decide we'll make our own way up to Venezuela. Three days later, we get to San Antonio on the border with Venezuela. We spot one of the men who was on the boat. We ask him to take us up to Caracas to see Chico again. Can I find them in Caracas again? No, and I wouldn't recommend going. You'll be killed. No one will give you permission up there. Neither the boss nor us. We have to deal with other groups there, and your camera is not welcome. They'll kill all of us. Because it's difficult? This is all heading for Spain. It's a large shipment. A large load, eh? Yeah, it's a huge load. How much? About 400 or 500 kilos. If you go up there, don't expect them to say anything to you unless it's with bullets. It seems there's no way they'll help track down Chico and the others in Caracas. But he offers to show us something in his hotel room. Or rather, in the bathroom. Take a look here. Why, what's in here? Coke. Inside the bag, there's a block of cocaine with the network's famous symbol. It's 1 kilo, and it's his pay from Chico. In Colombia, a gram of cocaine is 1.5 euros. On the other side of the border, it's already worth 4 times more, 6 euros. He insists we buy his kilo of cocaine. Don't muck about. Buy this from me. I'll give it to you for 6,000 euros. Well, there's buildings full of cops. We're right next to the border. I keep it up here. Come over here and look down here. See all the cops? They're down there. You see? Several times a year, he heads here to sell his merchandise, right under the noses of the Venezuelan authorities. The border is just over there. No one would think I'm here. It's crawling with cops. But I always come here. Okay, so you don't want to buy it from me. Well, get stuffed then. From San Antonio on the border to Caracas, on the other side of the country. But we'll never find Chico, who seems to have vanished into thin air. A few kilometers from Caracas, the capital, is the port of La Guaira. It's the bridgehead for the drug traffic to Europe, the Caribbean, and the United States. Rodolfo Schmidt is the editor of one of Venezuela's leading newspapers. He's accused the regime of former President Chavez of aiding and abetting the drug traffickers. Venezuela is like an aircraft carrier for drugs. It's the result of the policies that have been encouraged by the Chavez regime. Today, there's a real network at the port, which allows the drug's aircraft carrier to export at least 900 tons of cocaine every year. It's worth some $60 billion annually. And of that, at least 20% in commissions are handed over to the so-called Generals Cartel, who are the senior officers who had been protected by Hugo Chavez. And the US Drug Enforcement Agency no longer has an office in Caracas. Chavez had it closed down in 2005. After crossing the Atlantic, the drugs often arrive in Barcelona, in Spain. The Catalan port is the main entry point for the drug in southern Europe. It's a heavily monitored port, especially when cargo ships arrive from Venezuela. Captain Navarro is an inspector with the Barcelona drug squad. Last week we seized 250 kilos that had entered the port in a ship that we'd been watching. It went from Colombia and then to Venezuela, where it must have been packaged. To get their shipments through, they try and bribe the dockers. The traffickers have ingenious ways of trying to hide the drugs. Let me show you a recent drugs bust. You see, in this container truck, the traffickers had built a partition, kind of a false wall, which was undetected. A second metal partition was difficult to get into. In November 2012, the police arrested the owner of a container rental company. Inside one of them, they'd found 220 kilos of cocaine. They searched his luxurious villa and hit the jackpot. Inside, there was 200,000 euros in cash, a Rolls-Royce, the latest convertible Mercedes, and works of art by Picasso and Miro. The businessman faces charges of drug trafficking and risks 10 years in prison. The cocaine that is worth €6 a gram in Venezuela is now worth 40 in Barcelona. A 7-fold increase simply by crossing the Atlantic. A lot of Colombian wholesalers have set up here to better control the market. Getting in touch with them is not easy. But a dealer from the Paris region called Bernard allows us along as he heads off to meet with the traffickers. For the past 20 years, he's been supplying drugs to a well-to-do clientele in Paris. He gets all his drugs in Barcelona. It's a large port. The stuff comes in from everywhere. By boat, by the kilo, by the ton. There's a steady stream. There's lots of it everywhere. His little sideline nets him about 20,000 euros a month.
Ouais, c'est un bon business, ça dépend.
Oh, it's a good business.
Ça dépend où, ça dépend.
If you want to party, then a little line of Coke will help.
Faut être festif, hein. Tiraille de coke, champagne, nana.
So how long have you been doing this? I've been in this business for a few years now. I'm not a youngster anymore. He has an appointment with his usual supplier, a Colombian. He's buying 500 grams. Be discreet. And be careful, this isn't a game. It's dangerous. These guys aren't playing around. Listen, I'll leave you here. There's my friend over there. I'll see you later. I'll go along on my own now. So what do? Give you the mic? No, I don't want the microphone. I said I'll see you later. No, it's okay if I don't come, but at least keep the mic. No mic. Stop it now. All right, call me later. Call me later, or when, more or less. In half an hour, 30 minutes, 45 minutes, okay? I'm off to see him now. The Frenchman and the Colombian meet in the heart of the city to begin their discussion. The following day, we catch up with Bernard to film the deal. He introduces us as potential buyers, and we film using a hidden camera. Hello. Is this your friend you mentioned? How are you? Good, thanks. I'm sorry, I only have Coca-Cola. I don't live here, I just sleep here sometimes. It's a hideout. Now, I have 2 kilos here. The Colombian thinks we're interested and gives us the whole spiel. I have 5 kilos, here are 2 of them, and I can get the other 3 tomorrow. The 1 kilo packages aren't even opened, it's pure and in its original wrapping. It's strong. It's so strong, people could get a heart attack. Yes, it's not been diluted, it's as it was sent. Pure, straight from the lab in Colombia. Smell it. Oh, it's definitely strong. In 10 years, it's become more democratic. It's not just for the elite nowadays. At the time, it cost 1,000 a gram. But now, even the proletariat can sniff coke. I'll give you a good price if your friend takes some too. I'll give it to you for 35,000 euros a kilo. It's my best price. But you know the quality will be good. I'll take half a kilo for myself. That's a bit expensive, I think.
Mais un demi, c'est déjà pas mal. Hein.
But it's not
Un
bad.
demi, tu la
A half, I can cut it,
même
get a kilo out of it.
Ah ouais, les gamins du 16e.
Yeah, it'll be the same in Paris, the downtown kids.
Tu vas avoir son cœur qui va s'arracher.
You cut it,
Donc tu la
and it's
coupes.
good for your pocket and any heart problems.
Pour tes poches et pour eux-mêmes aussi. Il n'y aura pas de problème cardiaque. Pour demi-kilo,
So a half then.
pas gros.
How much will you give me tomorrow?
La mi-temps.
Half the amount.
C'est clair, yeah.
500 grams for 1,750 euros. It's a good deal. At 35 euros a gram, Bernard is just below the going market rate. The following day, another meeting to pick up the drugs. Listen, don't ask so many questions. What, like yesterday? No, because he'll start becoming paranoid otherwise. You know, he's got all his stuff in there.
Avec son matos.
Hey, how are you?
¿Has visto, no?
See? I've prepared the stuff like last time.
La última vez, ¿no? Te lo preparo.
I've put it in 2 packets for your trip. Bernard pays cash, and only with 500 euro bills, as he prefers not to carry too many banknotes. But there's a problem. Hang on a sec. The Colombian thinks there's a counterfeit note.
¿Qué pasó?
This banknote's bizarre.
Bueno, este billete. Que si sale de la
No, he thinks I made it in the basement.
Et dit que celui-là, je le fabrique dans ma cave.
It's true, there are a lot of forgeries. I don't like the look of this one. It looks odd, no?
C'est vrai qu'il y a beaucoup de fausses monnaies qui tournent,
Well,
mais
there are a lot of forgeries around.
Un poco raro este.
The others are fine, but this one,
Raro, lo siento, no sé.
ouais, il dit qu'il est
I don't know.
Ya lo miraré en el banco o alguien que me
Listen,
diga.
anyway, what we'll do is I'll check it with the machine, and if there's a problem, I'll call you.
Ok,
pas de problème.
por eso no.
But I'm sure it'll be fine.
Il y a 10 000 euros. Ouais, ouais.
10.000 euros, ¿no? Tampoco.
Voyons.
Bernard has his own way of transporting the drugs.
Mañana a la mañana, ¿vale?
It's taped onto his back.
Et dis donc. Alors c'est comme ça que ça se passe?
Dile que sí, que
Is that how you do it?
así que ya.
Oh, we've always done it this way. That's how it gets through. I've always been lucky this way.
Tu sais, en général, à la première fouille, comme ça, on croit, on ne fouille jamais le
Never had a problem this way. They never search your back.
métaux de esta manera. Si quieres comprar, ok.
Ok, yo.
Next stop is Barcelona Station.
Hacer negocios contigo.
Bernard never takes the plane. It's too risky, and there are too many checks. On the train, only the luggage gets x-rayed. He gets on without any problem, and with a drug tucked under his clothes. He's got a backpack to cover up the package and also keep it in place.
Gare TGV et Paris, Gare de Lyon.
It's 8 hours to Paris. 8 hours of stress. If Bernard is arrested, he could spend 5 years in prison. Usually he never moves from his seat once he's sat down, but this time he'll have to.
On va pisser un peu.
I need to go pee. The cocaine packages get detached.
Allez, pisser, on va vérifier un peu.
Did it move?
Là. Ça va aller. Bien plaqué.
A bit, but they'll be all right with the t-shirt. And there's more stress in Paris. The police are checking all the passengers.
La police ferroviaire,
It's the transport police. They're stopping the blacks, not white Frenchies like me.
avec des têtes de Gaulois comme moi.
The journey ends without incident. Bernard can now resell his half kilo of cocaine gram by gram. And he'll multiply the price by 2. 80 euros a gram, and even more. He's had an idea how to increase his margin. A few weeks later, he's at home.
Tu veux que je te montre un truc?
Here, you want me to show you something? Go on then.
Attention à...
Don't do anything stupid, huh?
Hein?
His drugs are hidden in his vacuum cleaner.
C'est gang ça.
That's a hideaway, eh? The trick is not to have a cleaning woman. Bernard shows us a trick all dealers use to stretch out their supply of cocaine. He cuts the coke with other products. As a result, he turns 500 grams of cocaine into 750 grams.
Mais moi,
I'll cut it a little.
mon gars là, mon gars.
Vous avez une commande là?
Well, how do you do that? Well, I'll put 15 grams of coke and
15 grammes de coke.
5 grams of aspirin.
De 2 litres.
You know, aspirin for headaches.
Ouais, ouais.
Je peux voir l'emballage?
Ouais, bon, tu connais, hein, t'as déjà eu mal à la tête, hein.
The customer, of course, will never know the difference. He'll never realize that a quarter of what he's paying for is simply powdered aspirin. After being mixed up, it's just a matter of consuming it. Bernard never takes cut cocaine. He only sniffs the pure stuff. Some people use banknotes. I never do. Why not?
Oh, l'argent, c'est déjà assez dur à gagner.
Well, I just don't like the idea of a banknote up my nose.
Non, 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 l'argent, c'est sacré, hein.
In Paris, the partygoers who take cocaine have no idea of the chemicals they're absorbing, and also no idea of the epic journey the so-called chic drug makes. In Colombia, 1 gram of coke is worth 1.5 euros. It's 6 euros in Venezuela, 40 in Barcelona, 80 euros in Paris. In just a couple of weeks, the value has gone up 60 times. It's the cost of misery in Latin America, of madness and danger, the price of risk. And in Paris, the price, apparently, of having fun.